Break starts, they are rushing to get boxes of food into the hands of needy families across New Hanover County. Carolina in the Morning's Caitlin Stansel live right now from their warehouse this morning to tell us more about the program and how you can help. Good morning, Caitlin.
Good morning, Kim. What we have right here is just an example of what they pack in these boxes for holiday break for these kids. So a jar of peanut butter, some dry pasta. They also have pasta sauce in here as well. Cans of soup, crackers, rice, macaroni and cheese. And for holiday break and for some of these kids, this food here may be the only meals that these kids get during the holiday break. So Nourish NC, their mission is to really put together these boxes and make sure that for the 16 days that these kids aren't in school, that they don't go hungry. Now, we got some video of volunteers out here last weekend putting together those boxes, more than 200 volunteers actually, if we can take a look at that video now. And Nourish NC works solely here in New Hanover County. They're in 23 of the 43 schools, and they've really created a goal to feed 500 kids in the county. They've met that goal, actually exceeded it with 505 kids. And every single year they say they try to push that goal 20% more, making sure that every child in New Hanover County gets a meal. And when they are in school, they may be solely dependent on that free breakfast, free lunch they get there, but then when they go home, they may not know where their next meal is coming from. So they say it's really important that they are able to have volunteers come out, pack these boxes, and make sure that these kids are fed and full when they are home for break or not in school. Now, we talked to organizers who say it's really important to keep the conversation alive, that this is a problem in our community and it needs to be people need to work together to make sure that the needs are met for these kids.
They're not worried about where their next meal is coming from, so that they're able to take from this box and have meals for the full 16 days. And when a child is hungry, they can't do everything that they want to do. They don't feel like going out and playing. They don't feel like participating with all their other friends. So if we can make sure that their life stays as normal as it does while they're home for break, then they'll have a happy break.
Now, Nourish NC works to make these boxes for holiday break, spring break, summer break, but also every single weekend they pack a bag for these kids to take home to make sure that they have a meal. Now, we're going to have more coming up in our show in the next half hour, just more about what this program does and how you can help to feed these kids as well. So stay with us here on Carolina in the Morning, but for now, back to you in the studio, Kim. All this food, they gather volunteers to put it together into these boxes. So just to give you an example of what these kids are taking home for Christmas break, a very large bag of rice. They have things like crackers, applesauce, macaroni, but they also have some treats too. I mean, you're working with kids here. You gotta have a little something sweet, and Christmas break, so they have a stocking as well with some small toys in there. And Nourish NC says their mission to feed these hungry kids is critical. They work with community leaders and volunteers across our area to really make sure that these kids, when they go home for the 16 days of holiday break, that they do not go hungry. Now, we got some video of those volunteers just last weekend. More than 200 people here, along with their kids, packing these boxes with as much food as they possibly could. Things like fruit snacks, you have soup, dry pasta, those kinds of things. And the boxes they were packing go out to 505 kids across New Hanover County. Nourish NC working in 23 of the 43 schools right here in our area. And again, officials say this mission to feed these kids is really critical. They work with community leaders to change public policy to address the root causes of child hunger. And they really advocate for children and children's health in the community. Now, on top of all that, bringing together the community to really make a statement that feeding these hungry kids is a priority. And as you see in this video, again, there are parents here with their children, teaching them some really important values for their place in society and helping others.
Nourish NC couldn't do what we do without our parents, without our community helpers. And, it's just really heartwarming that we had over 200 volunteers show up today to help pack these boxes. And we were able they're able to bring their children, and so they're teaching their children to be able to give back to the community too. So they're raising givers also. So that's good. We're completing the cycle of everybody working together, because without this community, Nourish NC could not do what we do.
Now, if you weren't one of those that was able to come out here and help pack these boxes, there are still plenty of ways to help you. You can go to the Nourish NC website, and right there you can donate $25 to help pack a box. You can purchase specific food items on there to pack as well. But on top of all of that, some local community artists also gearing into this project. They've made a specially made freaker for Nourish NC that you can donate $10 to get one of these, but also a CD of holiday and Christmas songs. All local artists in our area working together to make sure that Nourish NC can really fulfill their mission to not only feed the 505 kids that they are feeding this year, but to increase that number 20% every single year from now. So we're going to have more on our website, WECT.com. I'll put a link there as well, so you can go straight to the Nourish NC website and donate however you feel fit. But for now, back to you guys in the studio. That's right, 505 kids right here in New Hanover County are going hungry, and Nourish NC says the most important thing that people in our community can do to help these kids is keep the conversation alive and make sure that the awareness of the situation is alive and well. Now, what they say is that here at Nourish NC, one of the most important things you can do, again, just keep talking about this issue, but also they had volunteers come out here and pack boxes full of food for kids to take home during Christmas break. And they don't just do this for Christmas break though, it's also summer, spring break, and every single weekend they pack a bag of food for kids to take home. Now if we can take a look at some of that video from this past weekend, more than 200 volunteers were packed inside this warehouse that I'm live at this morning. And they're putting together boxes of dried pasta, rice, beans, a little bit of everything, to really build meals for the 16 days that these kids are going to be out of school for Christmas break. Now, many of them may not know where their next meal may come from, so this gives them a really reliable food source on top of the free breakfast and free lunch that they may depend on during the school day. Now, Nourish NC also fills these boxes, as I said, for other holiday breaks, spring break, summer break, as well as every single weekend, but they can't do it alone. Not only do they need funding for this food, but they need manpower to put these boxes together, and you can see many people in our community came out. Parents were bringing their kids, and not just teaching them about this issue in our area, but teaching them to be givers as well. Now, we talked to officials about how you can help as well and how desperate the need is right here in New Hanover County.
That's a well-kept secret that shouldn't be anymore. We need to get the word out. We need to get out that, you know, for $25 and a little bit of man hours, we can feed these kids over the holidays and they're not hungry or feeling tired in this community. Seen it kind of level off a little bit this year, and so I'm hoping it's a sustaining problem and that we're going to start seeing a decline, but it is an ongoing problem that the community does need to be aware about, and we need to talk about it a whole lot more.
Now, Nourish NC every year kind of makes a goal for how many kids they're going to help, and this year their goal was 500. Well, just in the past few months they have exceeded that. As I said, they are helping 505 kids this Christmas break, and another way that you can really help them do that is on their website, nourishnc.org. They have a CD full of holiday Christmas songs put together by local artists right here in our community. You can give a $12 donation to get this CD, and that goes straight, all those proceeds, to Nourish NC. Also, a specially made freaker just for Nourish NC. Again, you can go to their website. This is a $10 donation to get this as well. Now, coming up in the next half hour, we are going to be talking more about this and have a few more details on how you can help. Back to you in the studio, Kim.
Great project. Thank you very much, Caitlin. Feeding kids in our community, that's the mission of Nourish NC. And just before Christmas break starts, they're rushing to get boxes of food into the hands of needy families across New Hanover County. Carolina in the Morning's Caitlin Stansel joining us live right now from the warehouse this morning, and she's telling us a little bit more about the program and how you can actually help out with this. Caitlin.
Kim, I am pulling up the boxes right now. They have just packed all of these just this past weekend, filled to the brim with food to give to more than 500 kids right here in New Hanover County. Now, what is inside? A large bag of rice, some dry pasta, but they also have some little treats in there like Starburst, cans of soup, applesauce, all of this food meant to build meals for these kids during the 16 days that they are on Christmas break. Now, NC Nourish works with many people in our community. We actually got video of them packing these boxes just last week, and if we can take a look at that. More than 200 volunteers were packed here in this warehouse that I'm live at this morning. A very different scene than what it looks like right now, but you can see them filling these boxes up, grabbing different cans, different packages to put in here for these kids. Now, NC Nourish says that every single year they have a goal to add 20% more kids to their program every single year, and they've done that just here in 2014. In the last few months, they have added 91 kids, so they are feeding 505 total for this Christmas break. Now, they don't only work in Christmas break, they are doing this throughout the year, every single weekend, making sure that kids have food when they go home. Also, summer break, spring break, and other holiday breaks as well. And we talked to officials who say the best way you can help is to just keep this conversation alive and make sure that when you're out in your community, just be aware that this is a critical problem, even right here in New Hanover County.
You know, the more we talk about it, the more everybody gets on board as far as feeding students and children in this county, then we can change our community, and we can make, you know, these students will finish school and they'll go on to college, and we can stop that cycle of poverty in our community.
And obviously it is Christmas break, so a lot of other local community members put together some special things. The newcomers of Wilmington actually made these stockings. They have some small toys inside for kids to take home, and the Junior League put together these bags for some of the older kids with some toiletry items inside. So a lot of people coming together to make sure that during this Christmas break, kids right here in New Hanover County aren't going hungry. They're not missing out on this really special time. But another way that you can help if you weren't here and able to pack these boxes, go to the Nourish NC website. I just posted a story on our website, WCT.com, with a link straight to it. But what you can do, donate $10 for a specially made freaker to cover up your beverages. And this one is specially made just for Nourish NC. Again, $10 donation right there on their website. And then a lot of local artists have come together to put together a Christmas CD, $12 donation for this. So there are many ways to help. You can even go on their website and donate specific money just for certain items, peanut butter, jelly, even $25 just for a box on its own. So go to our website, WCT.com, for all those details. But for now, back to you guys in the studio. That's right, Kim. Nourish NC working to feed more than 500 kids, 505 actually, right here in New Hanover County, that are going home for Christmas break in just a few days, and they want to make sure that they have reliable meals to depend on during that time. Now, what they've done is they've packed boxes. More than 200 volunteers came out here this past weekend, packed these. Now, what we're going to do to give you an idea of just how much is inside of one of these boxes, we actually have a scale. I'm going to carry this over. It's not light, that is for sure. Let's see how much it weighs. This box, almost 40 pounds, and that is packed with food. So what they have in here, bags of rice, they have some dried beans, dry pasta, even some little treats. They have bags of Starburst in there, oatmeal, cereal. So everything that they would need to build meals for these kids during those 16 days that they are on Christmas break. Now, if we can take a look at some of that video from this past weekend when all those volunteers were out here, parents bringing their kids even, just to get them involved in this huge program helping kids across New Hanover County. Now, it's not just about the food, though, that they are providing. What Nourish NC does is they work with community leaders also to change public policy, to really address the root causes of child hunger. They also advocate for children and their health in the community. So it's a huge impact right here in New Hanover County. They're working in 23 of the 43 schools right here in New Hanover County. Again, feeding 505 kids daily, 180,000 meals per year provided for those kids. That is a pretty insane number when you really think about the breakdown. So what they're doing is not just Christmas break, but they feed these kids spring break, summer break, every single weekend, and all those other holiday breaks as well. And what they do is they have a goal to build this program up 20% each year. So for 2014, their goal was 500, and they've well exceeded that. As you heard, 505 kids now in the program. Just in the last 2 months, they added 91. And what they say is most important, though, is really getting the entire community involved in helping these children.
That's a well-kept secret that shouldn't be anymore. We need to get the word out. We need to get out that, you know, for $25 and a little bit of man hours, we can feed these kids over the holidays and they're not hungry or feeling tired in this community. Seen it kind of level off a little bit this year, and so I'm hoping it's a sustaining problem and that we're going to start seeing a decline, but it is an ongoing problem that the community does need to be aware about, and we need to talk about it a whole lot more.
Now, a few other ways that you can help out if you weren't able to come out here and volunteer last weekend. What they need are boxes, first of all, to fill up with food. So printer paper boxes are really handy for this. They said just bring them by here at their warehouse off of Greenfield Street. Another way, though, is we have a link on our website, foxwilmington.com. Just go to our story there, and on it you will find a link to where you can purchase, or not purchase, but donate actually some money to get this freaker specially made for Nourish NC. Also, this Christmas CD here with holiday songs created by local artists right here in our area, and $10 donation for the freaker, $12 for the CD. So it all goes straight to Nourish NC to really help all of these kids, especially heading into Christmas break when they have 16 days that they need to figure out where their next meal is coming from. So a really great cause, and it's doing a lot of good right here in New Hanover County. We're going to have all those details on our website. Again, foxwilmington.com. Just go right there and find out other ways that you can help. Back to you, Kim.
All right, Caitlin, sounds like a great program.